This video is specifically for the H's and the Y's, so I can just talk about the rules and responsibilities on our run plays. Um, this is trap for H's and the Y's. On trap, if you are on the front side, you are going to first backer inside. If there's a guy on you or outside, you're going to try to rip inside, and if he crosses your face, then you're just going to wash him and take him with you on your train tracks. But you're going to first backer inside. If you're on the back side of trap, you're going to wheel and seal just like the guard does. That's to keep it easy. So either go to first backer inside or wheel and seal the backside. Now for wham, this is trap with the H. So H, your rule is to kick out a two technique or wider. You're doing the guard's responsibility on regular trap. So they will call out who that is, and then you will go and kick that person out with your head on the inside. Make sure you get tight to the line of scrimmage. You might want to cheat inside a little bit to help you get there quickly enough if that guy's running upfield. Tight end, same thing for trap and wham. If you're on the play side, go to FBI. Now this time, if you're on the backside and we run wham, um, you will just have your backside gap. That's what you'll be responsible for. It'd be gap on. That'd be your rule. You would just block back. We wouldn't need a wheel and seal because we're not pulling a guard. For power and counter, um, if you're a tight end on the play side for power and counter, we are kicking out a six technique or wider. So your rule is gap double to FBI. So if there's a guy in your gap, you down block him. If not, you'd be doubling with the tackle, doing a drive block as you work up to the backer. If there's no one in your gap or uh, over the tackle, then you would just rip up to the first backer inside. H on counter, you are leading up through the hole and you are blocking the first ugly jersey in the hole that you find. If there's no one in the hole when you hit it, you're looking inside for any linebacker or anyone scraping over the top. That's for counter. Now for power, um, same thing. If For the H now is if there's no tight end, we're kicking out a five or a wider. If there is a tight end on the play side, then it's a six or a wider. H, you are now the kick out guy. So you would banana inside to out to kick the guy out. Tight end, if you're on the play side, I don't know if I have one. Yep. Tight end, if you're on the play side, your gap double to backer, just like you were for counter. For whatever reason, if we run power or counter and you're on the backside, you would just wheel and seal just like the tackle does. So front side, gap down backer or gap double backer, and then backside, wheel and seal. Okay, let's talk about G. Okay, if we ran G to the right here, um, so the tight end will always be on the play side. His rules, we're going to kick out a six or a wider, so his rule is always gap double to backer. If he's on the play side. If you're on the backside, this is true for a tight end or an H. Um, your rule will be touchdown block. So you'd go to the nearest safety and go block them. If you wheeled and sealed, it's not the end of the world if you wheeled and sealed on the backside here as well. Um, but it'd be better if we go block a safety and potentially get a touchdown. Um, H if you're on the front side. So if we're running G to the left here, if we're running it towards the H, his rule would be gap, double to backer as well if you were on the front side for G. For kick, okay, for kick, this is power without a puller. It's always going to go to the Y, tight end side. And the H is always kicking out. This is power without a puller. So Y, we're going to kick out a six or a wider. Y, your gap down, double to backer. Okay, either blocking a five technique or doubling with the tackle to the backer. H, you're kicking out six or wider. And that's for every kick play. This is a pretty simple play for us to run. Okay, here's against the different front. Here's a six technique. So Y rips inside, H kicks out. Okay, last play here. Now a truck. I don't know how many true um, tight ends we're going to have with truck, but for H, your rule is to pull around. So you're going to skip pull and you're going to block the strong safety. And the tackle is going to kick out the corner. That's where we're going to start with. We're going to see if our tackles can get it done kicking out the corner. We might change it though, where you will kick out the corner and our tackle will lead up and through to block first ugly jersey on the outside of um, the Z. So you'd block the first defender outside that Z. You'd be looking inside for that defender, or whoever that might be. So you'd skip pull around and look inside and then the tackle would kick out the corner. This is a toss play to the outside. We're trying to hit the perimeter. Um, so you try to get around the garbage and find the first defender. Okay, we might run it with a Y here. Coop will talk more about this with you, but I think for the Y, with your down block, you're just staying um, on a train track path. Uh, blocking the most dangerous man. I know Cooper is more knowledgeable on your exact rules for that for truck. Okay, those are all the run plays for H's and Y's specifically. They're pretty straightforward and simple. I hope this helps.